Thanks for joining me at this slightly earlier time of 11:30 rather than 12 o'clock. And just to note, tomorrow's Facebook and Instagram Live will be at 12 o'clock. So I've got Instagram there and Facebook Live there. So back to our old self. Right, so today we're continuing in our talk about productivity. But before we jump in, I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about what we've got coming up. So as you all know, that we've got this COVID coaching offer that I'm looking to take on a number of dentists just to give them a boost and a help in this really difficult time. I want to say just thank you to all those dentists that have been messaging me and those conversations we've been having. I hope they're incredibly valuable for you, and it's helping you in your business even before we start. The draw will take place on Friday, so even if you're watching this on the replay, you've got a chance to get picked. As I say, it's 2 or 3 months worth of coaching, and I expect that I will be able to move your business forward immeasurably. So without further ado, and I think we'll wait just a minute or so while there's a few more people coming in. I hope everyone's having a great day today, and another week is nearly finished in this very, very difficult time for all dentists and for everyone really. I think the idea of this new normal and how we're going to go back to work is starting to dawn on a lot of people, that I don't think it's going to be business as usual, and that's going to be quite difficult for a lot of us, especially if our practices are very difficult to use, if we have to separate patients and we have to use 1.5, 2 surgeries at a time. I think we are going to have to really think about our standard operating procedures, and I am concerned therefore that how will high volume dentistry be undertaken, and is it the case now that we're going to be having to relook at these NHS contracts and really consider that it's not going to be the way forward. I think there's going to, from my understanding, I think there's going to be an end to very small NHS contracts, and those ones that are in houses and very old buildings that can't be modified may struggle to adapt to the new standard operating procedures, whatever they may be. It seems like I read a document yesterday that the concept of the FFP3 mask is being watered down already by the government, and if I can find that document I will post it. I think they're saying that the standard surgical mask, waterproof standard surgical mask, is effective enough for non-aerosol generating procedures, and I've got a feeling further dilution will occur, otherwise the NHS dentistry on the high street may well be finished, and certainly those smaller NHS contracts are going to be gone. And the worry is that given the amount of debt the government's going to be in, I can't see them utilising that money back into dentistry anymore. I think it's just going to get consumed into the wider NHS, who are going to really be struggling. So those are my 2 cents worth on what I think is happening, and how the attitude and how minds are moving at the moment to going back. Let's see how things evolve, and if I hear anything, I'll always bring it to you guys. So today we're talking about procrastination, and it's one of those things that we all know about, right? We all know. So procrastination is really defined as the avoidance of a task or action that needs to be completed by a certain deadline to avoid negativity, to avoid problems. You could say that procrastination is really the art of acting against your own better judgment, and that's why it's staggering, isn't it, that we all do this. Even the most gifted completer finishers will procrastinate to a degree. Now their procrastination might look very much like hard work and forward movement, but generally everyone procrastinates a little bit. So why do we procrastinate? What's the reason why we delay this, knowing that there's going to be a negative at the end of it? So what's going on in the brain that makes us do this? So research has shown that there's something called time inconsistency, which helps explain why, with all good intentions, we tend to get pulled in. So the best way to understand time inconsistency is to think of yourself as 2 people, the present self and the future self. So when we set goals for ourselves, we're setting those goals for our future self, and our future self is trim and lean and accomplished and all sorts. But our present self, that's the difficult one. You've got to convince your present self that to envision those goals and to go ahead and do them, and that's the tricky bit. Researchers have found that when you think about the long-term actions you want to take, it's really, all you're doing is you're setting those values and those goals for your future self. Now, whatever you can set for your future self, that's great, but it's the present self that has to take those actions. And that's quite tricky, isn't it? Because in the here and now, you've got to decide what you're going to be in the future. It's all about your goal and your vision and your planning, and that's for the future self. But it's the present guy that has to make the decisions now. And that's really difficult. In the present moment, your brain is not thinking about anything else but now. And it's very difficult to get yourself to move to that future envisioning, which is why doing your vision, doing your mission, setting your goals, and revisiting them regularly is something that you need to do all the time, because it makes you aware of where you need to go, and it reminds you that you're aiming for something different, and that can be quite difficult. So the future self, for example, wants to be trim and lean and lose weight, but the present self wants to sit on the sofa and can't deal with the fact that those things are so far away, those rewards are so far away. The present self likes immediate rewards, and the future self cannot deal with delayed gratification. It doesn't understand it. So when you talk to yourself, I want to lose weight, or I want to finish this assignment, you're talking to your present self, and you're trying to convince it that it needs to get to the end goal. And it's very difficult because the future self is completely different and uninterested. So knowing that the present self is the only one that can take action, it stands to reason. You've got to get your present self to believe that the end result is much closer. So when I talk to my clients, when we look at our businesses, and we all do this, we procrastinate, don't we? We delay bringing our assignments and our letters and our whatever those difficult tasks we don't want to do, we just delay. And in these times, it would be good to have somebody to guide and mentor us and push us along. And so I coach my clients to plan and execute their daily goals with clarity, with that future vision in mind. And that's the problem, isn't it? You need somebody to tell you where you need to go. You need somebody to remind you that you're doing this difficult task today because it leads to your vision at the end of the road, in 5 years' time. And that's very difficult for individuals to do on their own. So I'm going to guide, for example, those 3 dentists I'm going to take on this COVID coaching offer that I'm giving. I'm going to guide them and move them forward and give them a boost, so that after they leave us on those 2 or 3 months, I'm going to really bring them to a much higher level. So if you are thinking of joining me, message me. And even if you're watching this on the replay, the draw is not until Friday. So you've still got time to get in, and it'll be really great to have a bigger, greater pool than we've got now, just to be able to draw from. And if I can see that I've got a bit more bandwidth in my time, then I may well take on one more. But for the moment, there's only one place. So this brings us to the procrastination action line. So as time progresses, this point here, this pain point here, and this is pain point B. And you can see that on the pain axis, A is greater than B. So as we move along time, and we get to our deadline, and we notice that the anxiety and the pain is building up in us because we know we've got to get this task or assignment or thing done. As we get to this point, and the pain pushes us to the point where we have to start because it's the day before, the hour before, we've got to get going. As we cross the action line, we start to reduce pain. We start to get down to a level where, the pain level as we're completing the task is much lower than when we were procrastinating about it at the beginning. And what you realise is procrastination is not about completing a task, it's about starting the task, because it's the starting that is the most difficult thing. So in order to get from here to here, you want to make sure that you get past this point, and that point is just when you start. So the ability to have your day managed, your day ordered, organised, thought through, really helps when you're getting yourself over this line and getting tasks done. So it's not a case of actually doing the work, because once you start the work, momentum will pull you through. And as you come down this pain level, you'll realise that it'll just push you along to get things done. So I think we'll continue this talk on procrastination and how we can better ourselves over the next days. And my next talk is on Thursday, and remember, on Friday we're going to do the draw for that last place that's remaining. Hopefully, I need you to message me now if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do and be coached, move your business forward, message me now, and I guarantee that we're going to take your business to the next level. And we're going to use this very difficult time, this very strange time, to elevate your business and move it forward. And I hope that when we speak tomorrow and Friday, that there'll be a good number of you that are going to take me up on this challenge. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care, have a really beneficial Thursday, and let me know your wins and your successes that you're getting as you move through. I'll see you again. Please don't hesitate to contact me for anything at all. This offer or anything else, I'm here to help you, and I'm here to serve. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.